What exactly is she asking us to do? I find it really difficult to get started on these projects.
I don't think getting a project together will be so difficult. Perhaps we can start by choosing a topic.
Well, from what she was saying, I got the idea that we had to pick some kind of device or process which gives us enough scope to do a significant piece of analysis on it.
And don't forget, she said it should be something we are really interested in.
But what are we going to choose?
How would I know? Why don't you stop whinging and put your brain into gear for a change? Let's make a short list.
Look, she's already given us a list of things we might do. We can do a car radiator, a refrigerator, an iron, a furnace, an electric water heater.
But I think she said she would prefer us to look at something we've thought of ourselves.
That's easy for her to say. I don't know what they're looking for half the time. What do you think we should do?
What about a convection heater? Like the one I've got in my flat. It's got oil in it, I think, and we could look at the heat transfer from the electric heating element to the oil.
Hassan's group wanted to do a convection heater, but the tutor said no because it's too complex. We don't know what the inside of it's like or what the oil is made of.
What about solar collector? That would be really interesting.
Great idea. Renewable energy is the only way to go.
I've been learning about them in my solar class. We could look at the way that the energy from the sun is transferred to the water in the collector.
Yes, that's something I'm really interested in too. Could you do the heat transfer analysis?
Yeah, I think so, if Michiko will help me.
Sure, that would be a really interesting problem.
I could look at the heat transfer from the absorber plate to the water in the tubes, which is convection, I guess.
We'd probably have to look at how the heat is stored in the hot water tanks. I think I could do that.
Heat transfer radiation analysis and stuff like that. So what do you think about that?
Well, the project you've described sounds very worthwhile. Now what I think we should do is focus the problem a little so you can decide on something specific to tackle. What therefore are the important parameters that are going to specify this problem you want to analyse?
Well, I'm not sure. We'd need to know what the solar radiation falling on the collector would be, wouldn't we?
Yes, that'd be a very good start.
Well, I could work that out. In our solar class, we have a formula for working out the angle of the sun at a given time of day and how many watts of heat fall on the surface. So that's one thing we can tie down.
Oh, that's great, Jen. That's really useful. What are your thoughts now on the collector?
Do we need to specify how the solar collector is made? The thickness of the glass cover and the insulation, stuff like that?
What's really important here is that you demonstrate in your report that you understood and can properly apply the principles of heat transfer. My students should be developing their ability to solve problems, and more particularly to take a complex situation and break it down into manageable components that then they can understand and analyse. I start from the premise that my students learn best when they can see an immediate use for what they're learning. They learn best by engaging in relevant learning. So therefore, my role is to support and guide them, to clarify those goals and then help them get the most out of the learning experience. I think of myself as a kind of consultancy agency in which the students can come to me and seek advice and guidance about what they need and when they need it. See, I'm thinking not just about what they're learning now, but how they'll operate in the future as self-directed professionals. For example, working as a team is an important part of any job. I can facilitate the students' interests, interactions and skills in that area. I guess they learn most effectively when they apply those techniques and skills to real-life situations that are relevant to them. Well, that's when they find learning exciting and interesting.